They won't tell you this, but the strongest women you'll ever meet don't want flowers. They don't need promises. They aren't chasing the one. They're chasing peace. The kind that doesn't depend on who stayed or who left. The kind you build when you've stopped needing to be chosen because you finally chose yourself. But here's the part no one talks about. That peace, it's not pretty at first. It's brutal. It's lonely. It feels like losing everything you once clung to, including yourself. Because in the beginning, she didn't want peace. She wanted love. She wanted presence. She wanted him. And he gave her just enough to keep her starving. Pause for a moment. Ask yourself, have you ever loved someone who made your soul louder, but your mind quieter? That's the danger. You confuse fireworks with forever. This video isn't about men versus women. It's about transformation. The kind that begins the moment a woman says, I'm done explaining myself. And when she hits that point, her psychology rewires. She stops reaching. She starts observing. What she used to find attractive? Chaos, confidence, flash. Now, she craves stillness. She wants someone who doesn't just show up, but stays calm in her storm. Because let me tell you something. Every strong woman was once a woman who kept forgiving the wrong person. And when that pattern finally breaks, so does she. Most men never realize it, but women don't fall out of love overnight. It's slow, it's silent, it's internal. She stops reacting first. Then she stops asking. And then one day, she watches you talk. And she doesn't feel a thing. And that's when she leaves. Even if she's still standing in front of you. So what does she want now? Not validation, not attention, not flowers on Fridays. She wants safety, the kind of safety that doesn't come with apologies. Because it doesn't come with violations. She wants a man who doesn't need to win arguments, because he's already won over himself. That's Stoicism. It's not emotional repression. It's emotional precision. It's the power to pause before you explode. It's knowing when your ego is lying to you. Epictetus said, it's not things that upset us, but our judgments about things. Now imagine a man who actually lives that. Let's rehook for a second, because if you're still watching this, there's a reason. Something in this isn't just a message, it's a mirror. Maybe you're her, maybe you were him, or maybe you're becoming something new. Let's keep going. Do you know what happens when a woman finally builds peace inside herself? She becomes unreachable by anything chaotic. You could send her roses and poetry, but if your energy feels like tension, she'll leave them on red. She's no longer impressed by effort. She wants alignment. Does your presence feel like home or like homework? That's how she decides now. And still, some men say, she's cold. She's too independent. She acts like she doesn't need anyone. What they don't get is, she's not acting. She needed someone once, and they dropped her. She begged once, and they used it against her. She trusted once, and they lied. Now she doesn't ask, she observes. She doesn't demand, she distances. That's the new psychology. You can't fix a woman who fixed herself. You can only match her. Here's a truth no one wants to admit. Some women stop craving affection because affection once nearly destroyed them. Every touch felt conditional. Every compliment came with a hook. Every I love you arrived with a mask. So she stopped trusting the good because it always hid something darker. This is what trauma does. It teaches you to build walls with velvet hands, to smile while scanning for exits. And if you've ever loved a woman like that, you know she's not distant, she's disciplined. Now let's flip it. What kind of man does she want? Simple. A man who is safe, not soft. Stoic. Not stoic in name, but in practice. A man whose masculinity isn't loud, but felt. She wants a man who understands that her silence isn't an attack, it's a test. Can you sit in her quiet? Can you hold space without rushing in to fix her? The modern Stoic doesn't fight for dominance. He fights for clarity. He owns his triggers. He welcomes hard conversations. And he never, ever punishes vulnerability. Let me ask you this. What if the thing she wants most isn't love? What if it's peace with herself? And what if she's finally realized that most relationships cost her that? That's when she pulls back, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. She's not hiding, she's healing. And the man who gets that, the man who waits, who doesn't pressure, who meets her where she's already going, that man doesn't just earn her love, he earns her trust. And for a woman like her, that's everything. If this sounds like you, or like someone you've loved and lost, then hit subscribe. Not out of impulse, but out of resonance. Because we're building something rare here. A place for people who've felt it all and are ready to feel nothing but clarity. The older woman no longer covets places in a man's arms. She covets places of stillness, where she can breathe and not flinch, where she can speak and not be silenced, where she can exist and be safe. That's what Stoicism has taught her, that the highest form of love is peace. And if this opened your heart even a little, send it to someone who needs to remember who they are. We're not just watching, we're waking up.